let's go through the 93 national championship game. You guys didn't come out on top that time, but I've heard you once say that sometimes it's the losses that you remember most and the heartbreaks more so than the wins. So take me through that game. And also you broke a few unbelievable records on that day.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that one up.
Sorry.
I prefer not to talk about these, but yeah, no, I mean, I think probably in 93, I might have learned one of the most valuable lessons as an athlete. Man, I do remember the losses a lot more than I remember some of the victories. And yeah, this one definitely stood with me. You always talk about wanting to go out as a winner. And I remember the start of the year, which was in September for us at UCLA. I sat down with, at the time, our assistant coach, Kirk Walker, and really had set out a plan about, man, how I wanted to finish out my collegiate career. I had accomplished some pretty incredible things, and I've always been one that has been motivated by goals. Knowing the role that I play on my team, always believed that if I could do some incredible things, the team would obviously prosper, being a pitcher and being someone that hit in the middle of the lineup. And so I set some pretty lofty goals. Wanted to lead the nation in batting average, but at the same time have the lowest ERA. Wanted to win some individual accolades, Pac-12 Player of the Week and Pitcher of the Week in the same week. And I remember talking with Kirk and our assistant coach, and he said, Lisa, you can't do that. And that's all you got to do, is if you just say I can't do something, then I am going to put my mind to it. And so,
Right.
we set out a plan. And really, honestly, it started in September. And I am a planner. I set out workout schedules, pitching days, weightlifting days, training days. There was going to be no stone unturned in this pursuit of going out as a winner. And man, was doing it. And got through the fall, felt good, got into the season, and we were dominating. And we were just doing some incredible things. Was fortunate to be able to win Pac-12 Player and Pitcher in the same week. Was able to lead the country with the highest batting average, as well as have the lowest ERA. And I thought, man, this is going to happen. And we got to championship day, and leadoff batter gets on. Next girl sack bunts. Next girl gets a base hit up the middle. Play at the plate. Runner is safe. We're facing Arizona. They're up 1-0, and it was the first inning. And bottom half of the inning, we don't score. It's the seventh inning. We don't score. We end up losing 1-0. And I remember thinking, man, God, I couldn't have given any more. Couldn't have prepared anymore. I was okay. That's all I could do. I could only give my very best. And on that day, Arizona was better. And then I remember walking into the interview room after the game, and a reporter raises his hand, and he says, "Hey, Lisa, you've had such an illustrious career. You've done all these things. How does it feel to end your career, your collegiate career as a loser?" And I thought, wow, that's kind of harsh. But I think that's when I realized probably the most important lesson of what it means to be an athlete. And to me, that's being a true champion. And it consists of three things: sacrifice, dedication, and work ethic. And as a coach to any player or any athlete, those are the only three things I can ask of you. Whether you win or lose is really not in your hands for the most part. But if you are dedicated, never give up, do everything you can to be the best that you can be. The sacrifices, there are going to be sacrifices that have to be made. And it's an interesting word because I don't really think of them as sacrifices, because I wouldn't change it for the world. To be able to make good choices. There are times when you're going to be available and times when you have to put your workouts or your commitments first. And that means both on and off the field. And then ultimately your work ethic, how present you were, how much effort you gave. Those are the things that truly we can go to bed at night knowing that we've done everything we can. And hopefully it's good enough to win on a certain day, but there's never a guarantee. And that's why we continue to play the game, regardless of what the lineups are, because on any given day, any team can win. And so to me, that 93 was definitely, although it was a loss, was probably one of the more valuable lessons I had learned in terms of realizing that there's a process to how you compete, and how you win is by focusing on that process. And to me, that's been my mission from that point forward, is to focus on simply being the very best in terms of my preparation that I can be. So, given the opportunity to compete, I will be prepared and I will be ready for whatever the outcome is. And, that's what I strive to teach in the Bruins that I currently train, is to just give your very best every time you're out there on the field.
Yeah, you certainly do that. Thank you so much, Lisa, for your time. I appreciate you joining me.
Yep, no worries. Thank you for having me.